that you actually take the trade is called the holy shift moment. I know it's cute, but that's what we do. And that's where you put on the strategy. Okay, so I'm getting closer to the end, more than halfway through. So, well, more than halfway. So I'm going to share with you now the price action rules, okay, the times of day, and then I'm going to show you the indicators with the strategy, and then I'll show you examples of how we nailed it today, yesterday, day before that, every single day, how we nail it at these time of day zones. And then I'll give you the link to get it, and then I'll answer questions, and we'll be done. Okay. Pull up my convert to vert system. I know it's very colorful. It's very, very beautiful. Looks complicated. It really isn't. So I'm going to share with you the time of day zones. Not all of them, but most of them. So the first time of day zone, and just write them down if you want. Use them. I'm giving it away for free. 9:40, first shift of the day. It's not a CTV tradable shift. And the reason is it's very volatile and it's very quick. But I want you to recognize it. In fact, you recognize it because I put a red bar in that time of day zone. Does everybody see the jerky move up right here? Let me see what day this is. This is today. This is Friday. I just happen to have Friday up. Does everybody see it? Can you see the boop right there? Opened, came down, and it right in there around the 9:40 time of day zone. Do you all see it? Make sure that you see it. Look right here. Right there. Right? 9:40. Okay, let me see what time this happened. 9:44, 9:46, 9:48. Oh, I was 8 minutes off. Well, that's why it's called a time of day zone. But you can see it happened right here. Next time of day zone, 10 o'clock. 10 a.m. One of my favorite shifts. We trade this in the live CTV room every morning. We're in the room for the pre-market. We're there when the market opens, and we literally trade this live in front of the room every day except Fridays, I think. So the first time of day zone that we really can sink our teeth into is 10 a.m. The 10 a.m. zone is right here. Now, if you're on the West Coast, Mid Coast, whatever you are, we have these coded so that when you install this on your chart, it's not 10 a.m. If you're on the West Coast, it'll say 7 a.m. So one of the things that I'm going to do here is just call it time of day zone number 2. So I'm on the East Coast. So for me, it's 10 a.m. For West Coast, it's 7. For other time zones, you get that point. So I'm going to refer to this either as number 2, the numbers, or East Coast time. Okay, just transpose it from East Coast for yourself. And you can see that price is coming up and you get a reversal. And here is the time of day zone, and that's the move. The next time of day zone is 10:40. I won't give you them all, but I'll give you a bunch of them. 10:40. Does everybody see this huge reversal right here going into the purple line? See this area right here? That's the next time of day zone. 9:40. Boom. Right there. I'm going to show you the price action rules. I'm just sharing with you the time of day zones first. Okay. Next time of day zone is 11 a.m. I bet you never looked at the market like this before, ever. That's it right here. False flag, bang, right there. Yeah. Matt, if you can't see anything, then you got to just reboot the room. Try refreshing your screen or reboot the way instructions that we gave at the beginning, which is hit the 2 circle arrows in the upper right-hand corner or just log out and log back in. Everybody see it? Do you see this? 11 a.m. reversal. That's the shift. Boom. Okay, I'm going to give you a couple more just for shits and giggles. So there's another one called the lunchbox. So if you look at this purple thing, this is called the lunchbox. And so what do I refer to that as? Well, this is the time where you really don't want to be trading. This is when revenge traders that lost money in the morning, they trade. People that made money in the morning go out and have lunch. Do not trade during 12 noon. Typically not a good time, Eastern. This is what I call LB, or the lunch box on the East Coast. But there's an OLB, number 6. It's called out The lunchbox. I know it's grammatically not correct, but this particular time of day is when you draw a line from the top of the box to the bottom of the box. And whichever way it breaks, once you get confirmation with your indicators and your rules, you take the trade. Boom. That's the trade. It's called altos. If it breaks up past this level, then you trade it to the upside. If it breaks this one, you trade it to the downside. Can you see how this was like an amazing day? This was just Friday. Next one, and then I'll stop here. Next one is my favorite one. It's called 115. The 115 is actually the first reversal of the afternoon. So if you break to the downside out of lunch, 115, man, it's just like freaking clockwork right here. Look at this. Boom, boom, shift dots turn blue, crossover, green line, bang. There's the trade. I just gave you a little taste of some of the proprietary indicators. This is ridiculous. If you were trading this strategy on Friday, do you think you might have had some success just with the time of day zones that I'm giving you, even if you didn't have the indicators? Look at this thing. That's 115. This is a 2-minute chart. 2, 4, 6, 8 minutes. Boom, confirmation. The price action rules match. Bang, 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 which I'm going to share with you in a second. So that's the time of day zone. Does it happen right at the time? Sometimes it does. But the rule is, okay, this is the rule. You can use this on your own if you want. The rule is that if coming into a time of day zone, if price is coming down, you are looking for the move up. If price is going up into the time of day zone, into the zone, you're looking for signals that'll kind of indicate that it's shifting the other way. So what am I waiting for? I get home about 12:45, 12:50. I want to trade the afternoon. I only have till about 2 o'clock. I know I want to trade the 115 shift. So I'm there at 12:50 or so. Here's lunch. I just got home. I stuff a sandwich in my mouth. I feed the dog. Boom, boom. I know what I'm doing here, right? What am I doing? I'm waiting for what? Anybody? What am I waiting for? I just got home. I fed the dog. I ate the sandwich. Price is coming down. What am I waiting for? The switch or the shift up. Candle configuration stuff that you've learned on the interwebs. This is mine. Okay. If price is coming down, these are solid. This is candle with trend. So when they're solid, it means they opened up here and closed here. Open here, close here. Right. If price is coming down, what I'm looking for is a candle that looks like this, kind of like a lollipop. It could actually be like this, as long as it is following a solid candle to the downside. And the reason, this is currently I'm looking at a 2-minute. You could do it on a 5, but CTV is on the 2-minute or the 3-minute chart. The 5-minute is our confirmation, and that's a whole nother aspect that I'm not going to be able to get into tonight. But just follow me on this one chart. This is all you need to see. Trust me, it's all you need to see. Watch this. If price opens here and close here, that's a downward move, yes? If price opens here and closed here, that's still a downward move, yes? I know you're all answering yes silently. If price opens here, comes down to here, and then closes here, is that not a reversal? It's not up, down, it's down and then up. That is a reversal candle. I'll show it a little more clearly over here. So if price is coming down, these are candles, 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 and then you get one of these. That's a reversal candle. You could call it a hammer candle, ratchet, but sometimes it looks like this. And that's not a hammer candle. Sometimes it looks like this. Sometimes it looks like this. What I'm looking for is the reversal of price from open, close, close, I'm sorry, open, close, open, close. So the trajectory of this is, boom, boom, boom. And then this one, open, touch down here, and close up here. That is the reversal candle I'm talking about. So just keep that in mind. What I'm looking for coming up on the time of day zone is I'm looking for a reversal candle, but that's not enough. My rules say you must have a confirmation candle. So what is a confirmation candle? It's a continuation in the same direction, and pretty much it takes out the high of the reversal candle. So in this instance, wouldn't quite make it. This one is. That's your confirmation candle. Everybody see it? Because what happens if the next candle that you got was like this, solid again, and then solid again? This would have been just a little bump up and then down, right? So I'm looking for boom, 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 just to keep it simple. Reversal candle, confirmation candle, okay? So time of day zone, reversal, confirmation. The third thing that I need is a moving average cross. Now, the moving averages that I use in this system here are the 3 and the 5. When the 3 crosses over the 5, you get a moving average cross. Now, one of the indicators that we have on here, so you can see it, is I have it where the candles turn color. I guess I could do it here. Yeah. Here, just to give you an example. Boom, boom. Reversal candle. No confirmation. Boom. Confirmation. But I want to see the moving averages cross. So the blue is the 3. The gold is the 5. And you can see that right here. See how it's white? That means they're this way, right? The 5 is over the 3. When they cross right here, they go blue. That's just an indicator that I have. You might feel the 9 and the 20 is more reliable, Ratchet, but this is my system, not yours. No offense, but on a 2-minute chart, the 9 and the 20 takes too long. You will miss trades. Yes, 9, you could use the 8, the 21. You could use the 5 and the 8. You could use the 8 and the 20. 9 and the 20. You could use any one of them. This system uses the 3 and the 5, and you're going to see why. I do have the 20 here, and I do have the 10 here. But for this particular example of price action rules, I'm giving you 3 of them. I want reversal candle, I want confirmation candle, and I want a moving average cross of the 3 and over the 5. So that's my price action rules. They're just 3 of them. Very simple. Time of day zone is coming up. I get my reversal candle. Now, there's a few other things about wicks showing up and the triangles and some other things. I'm not going to get into that. I'm trying to strip this down just to show you how effective it is with the bare minimum. So we start with time of day, and then we look for price action. The price action rules are reversal candle, confirmation candle, and then the moving average cross of the 3 and the 5, and price gets above the 3. If it's going the other direction, obviously the moving average crosses the 5 over the 3. Now, once I have that, time of day, price action. Remember, I told you, what do you need? When to take the trade, right? What to do, rules, what to do. And then you need to confirm with some indicators. So these are my proprietary indicators, the shift dots. You see how they go from a sea of yellow to a sea of blue? There's a lot in these dots. I'm not going to explain them all here, but suffice to say that this is a huge indicator that is one of 3 that I will explain today. One of them is the RSI indicator. You can all get it. This is customized where once price on the RSI, this is the relative strength indicator, oversold, overbought. Once that on the 2-minute chart crosses over the 50% line, that is indicator number 1. All blue shift dots. That's number 2. And then we have this custom indicator, which is called the cycle indicator. Does a lot of things, but one of the things it does amazing is it proves out and confirms cycles. Cycles down and cycles up. And so when you get a confirmation of these 3 indicators, boom, boom, and boom. So if it's up, I want green and the trajectory up. If I get all three after I matched the three price action rules, it's go time. The only thing that I would look for at that point, one more rule, is a pullback entry. And then I take the trade. Bang, and there it is. So I just laid out for you the setup as to when we take the trade. Show it to you again real quick over here. Just show it to you on another shift so you can see. Right here. See? Price coming down, coming up on a time of day zone. What do I look for? Reversal candle. Boom. Confirmation candle. Boom. Moving average cross. Yes. Price gets above. Yes. Look down. Is the RSI crossed over the 50% line? Yep, it did it right here. Do I have all blue dots? Wait. Yes, I do. Trajectory and green on the cycle indicator. Yes, I've got 1, 2, 3. Pullback. Bang. There's the trade. I mean, it's almost dummy proof if you follow these rules. Look at the 10 a.m. shift. 10 a.m. shift. Look at this. It's coming down, up. Okay, here we go. Up into the time of day zone, right? Wick, reversal candle, confirmation candle, right? I'm going to wait for it. Bang, right there. Yellow dots, red, boom. Now, here's something that I'm going to tell you about CTV, and then I'm going to show you the CTV strategy next. You only need approximately a 7-point move. You don't need that. CTV, you only need 6 to 7 points. So this, perfect. This, perfect. Only 6 or 7 points, and you're going to see why. So let me draw for you, convert the vert. So now I gave you times of day. I gave you the price action rules, some of them. I showed you some of our indicators that are the most reliable, 1, 2, and 3, right? I'll just recap it over here. Time of day, check. If you're coming down into the time of day, I'm looking for price action, 1, 2, and 3. That's the reversal candle, confirmation candle, and the moving average cross. And then I go to my proprietary indicators, and I want to make sure the RSI is plus 50%. This is if I'm trading it up, right? I want to see dots shift, change to blue, all of them. Once they do, I look at my cycle indicator and make sure it's green and pointing up. Boom, boom, boom. I take the trade. Sounds complicated. Really not. 3 rules, 3 indicators at the time of day. You'll practice, you'll get used to it. What is convert the vert? Here it is. I'm going to finish with this, and I'll show you a couple examples of today. Maybe just a couple of examples, then I'll give you the link so that you have it, those of you that need to go. And then I'll come back and show you more examples and take questions, okay? I want to be respectful of your time, and I've gone almost an hour, so I want to be done, in the next, 4, 5, 6 minutes, and then I'll come back and show you more shifts. Is that fair? So let's just say that's where everything lined up. That is your holy shift moment. Now on SPX, okay, SPX trades in $5 increments. So if you're not familiar with verticals, this might be a little confusing. If you are, it'll be super simple to understand. And again, there's a primer that'll teach you what it is. So at the moment in time that we decide we're ready to take the trade, when we look right and we see the prices, I'm going to make up a number, 68.94. Let's just say that's where SPX currently is. You can only trade in $5 increments. So you go to the next out of the money strike, just barely out of the money. If it's 68.93, you'll be $2 out of the money. If it's 68.92, you're probably going to wait for a little bit for it to get a little higher. But literally, it's $1 to $2 out of the money. You can go to the next one up, but that's something for the question period. If I'm going to take the next strike up, can you see how it's going to be 68.95? Yeah. So I'm going to buy the 68.95 call, and I'm going to sell the 6900. That's a 5 wide vertical, right? Everybody see that? That's on SPX. It's actually SPXW.X is the ticker for TradeStation. Okay. This is a 5 wide vertical. I will tell you that the approximate price when you are slightly out of the money is anywhere between $1.80 and $2.20. Let's just call it $2. Okay. This will be really easy to understand. So just stay with me for a few more minutes. This is called a call debit spread. There are other names for it, bull call vertical and bull call spreads, but I call it a call debit spread. It's calls, it's going to be a debit, and it's a spread 5 wide. Okay? So it costs you $2. Now, I have a pretty good certainty that price is going to continue moving higher. I don't need it to go to the moon. I only need about 6 to 7 to 8 to 9 point move, depending on where you got it. You're going to see in a second. So as soon as I put this trade on, I'm going to then initiate, and this order filled, right? Boom, $200. I am immediately going to put this trade on. 6,900 call. I'm going to sell the 6,900. This is all done as a vertical, which I can show you in my platform if you have time once I finish. Do you notice how I'm using the same strike as the short strike here? This is called a call credit spread. This is where you will receive a credit. Now, at the moment, it's out of the money. So if this cost me $2, this is probably sitting at about 150, 140, 150, 160, somewhere around there. Okay? But I'm going to put in a limit order. So what's my limit order going to be? My limit order, oh, I'm sorry. Yes, thank you. Thank you for your assistance. Just wanted to see if you were paying attention. Thank you, guys. Thank you. 6905. I'm going to put in a limit order of, let's just say, 240. Now, it's not going to fill. Price needs to move. But price doesn't need to move to 6905. Price needs just to get in the money. Typically, 6901, 6902. Because it's a 5 wide vertical, it'll be close to 250. If premiums are high, it'll be worth about 260, 270 at that point. You only need about a 7-point move. So if you put this limit order in, and why did I pick 240? Because this cost me $2. And if I could get 240 for this, I'm going to make $40. Just one contract. As price moves up and this order fills, you are now $40 richer. Now, here's something that you probably don't realize. You can't lose the $40. You just locked in the price, the profit. You just locked in $40. You gave them 20, and they're going to give you back 240 at the end of the day. Done. It doesn't matter what happens to price now. If price falls through the floor and ends up down here at the end of the day, you've still made $40. They can't take it away from you because all these calls will expire worthless. If price finishes all the way up here, it doesn't matter. These will be a wash. I can show this to you in the question and answer period, why it's a wash, but you made zero. You made zero. However, look what you've created here. Do you all see what you've actually created by putting these two trades on and why we call it convert the vert? Excellent, John. You didn't buy a butterfly like I used to for $140. In fact, this butterfly didn't cost you anything at all. Look at this. How many of the 6,900 strikes do you have? How many of these are you short? 2, right? You got 195. You got 6905. You now have yourself a call butterfly. And not only that, this thing hasn't paid off yet. It's a lottery ticket. This is the magic. I told you this thing sells itself. It's ridiculous. What you have, $68.95, $6,900, $6,905. You have a 10 wide structure here. If price finishes anywhere inside this fly, you get paid anywhere from $1 to $500 if you pin it right here. If you don't pin it and you get it here, it's $400. If you get it here, it's $300, $200. One contract. This is why I said to you at the open, it's like going to the 7-Eleven and asking for a lottery ticket to make $500 tonight, except they give you $40. Here you go, sir. $40, ma'am. Here's your ticket. Good luck. You get it? You converted the vert into a fly. Now remember, none of this works if you don't have the time of day zone that you can bank on, because the market maker does this at specific times of day, and I'm going to prove it out to you, as I already have, but I'll show you more of them. If you don't have the proper strategy, if you don't have a way to confirm, if you don't have rules, now there's more rules and tools that make it even more foolproof, just to increase your probability. Now you guys could go do this out on your own. You could hang up right now, hang up, that's old school. You could literally go right now and do this on your own. Good luck. But however, I'll answer that question. Andy, give me a second. If you could improve upon doing it on your own by, say, 30% better conversion, would it be worth having my program and my indicators to help you along? And a live trading room where we trade the strategy live, where you can watch it live every day and get questions answered and be mentored ongoing and have a relationship and have a community? It might be worth it for you to buy it. I don't know. It's up to you. So that's it. I'm going to show you a couple. I'll answer Andy's question quick. I'm going to show you some more shifts, and then I'm going to give you the link to get it if you want it, make you the offer real quick, and then I'll take questions. I'll take whatever questions you have. I'll show you whatever it is that you want to see. Okay. So Andy, you put the first one on for 200, but you're doing it on a shift. And the shift had a pullback and it had all the indicators lined up, blah, 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 right? And so you put this one on for 240. If price reverses, yes. If you let this go all the way down to here, you could lose the whole 200, but you would never do that because, again, we have rules. So if you break the level of the initial vertical and the indicators turn, you exit the trade. Maybe it's a $10, $20 loss at best. But your probability is so great because you're not just, Andy, like I would get it if you said, well, what if I buy a put here and it costs me $200? If it reverses, I'm shit out of luck, right? But we're not just randomly buying at any time. We're using a time of day that we know we can count on. We're confirming it with price action move, a moving average move that's tight, a support level or a resistance level that we can count on, and 3 indicators that really stack up, and then rules to exit as well. So you would not lose the 200. The only way you lose the 200 is if you don't exit, and that would just be silly. So we teach you, obviously, how to exit if in the rare instance, and it does happen. It does happen when you get all the signals and who knows, you get a candle and it starts to reverse. So you'll just exit. And we have levels where you would do that and not lose the full 200. All right, let me show you some shifts and then I'll give you the link and then we'll get to questions. So in this instance, look at the 10 o'clock shift here, okay? Right here, boom. So if we looked here, we wait for all the indicators to line up. They line up, let's say they line up like right here, for instance, right? So you would probably, let's just say you get the pullback. Here's your pullback. It happened pretty quick. So you'd probably get, you'd probably get the 68, just here, you look right, look at it. Yeah. 68.55, 68.50. Put, right? Put debit spread. And then you sell the 68.50, 68.45. And look what happens. Price comes down here all the way to 68.45. Ding, ding, ding. Done. Next, look at the shift here. Got to wait for all of our indicators to line up. So when do they all line up? Right here, here, pull back, perfect. Look to our right. What do we got? 68.54. We buy the 68.55, 68.60. Sell the 68.60, 68. Bang, we're in. You see it? You only need 7 points. You only need that move because it's a 5 wide situation. No, so D, so that's a great question. So stick around for the answer, okay? Good question. No, you don't lose any money. If you walked away and the reversal happened, it doesn't matter. You made $40. They can't take it away from you. You do not lose money. There is no defined loss for the trade because you didn't spend anything for the trade. You made $40. So D, stick around because I want to show you the math on the butterfly so that you can see exactly what happens. Okay? All right, I'm going to post the link here so that you guys can get what you need. So, and I'm going to share with you what it actually is. So, do that real quick. So, convert the vert is $12.95 a year. You get the trading room for free for 45 days to try it out. If you don't like it, it just expires. If you want it after that, it's $95 a month. But that's an option. It's $12.95 a year, which is ridiculous. You can make that in a week. But, down the road as you, grow into the strategy, incredible value. You get an entire library. As I said, you get an options primer. And I'm going to show you how you can get it cheaper tonight. You get an options primer. You get a module with all of the instructions, all the indicators. You get trading checklists. It's really step by step. The other thing that you get that no other system that I've seen has is we have what we call perfect practice. You guys are going to love this. So I have a practice methodology that has you practice the shift and buying the debit spread on paper so that you can get really, really good at the shift. And then you apply it to one contract. That's phase 1. Then we have a phase 2 where you spot the shift, get the debit spread, and then add the credit spread on paper. It's called perfect practice. You risk no money at all until you've practiced it just like any professional. It always amazes me that professional football players, they know how to play football, but they practice more than they actually play live. Actors, they practice their lines a whole lot more than they actually act. All athletes, golfers, every profession, artists, all professionals practice, right? Or you could just watch over my shoulder and all of the experts that are in the room. Exactly. But rather than just say, okay, well, watch me trade, and when you're ready, you can do it on your own. If any of you know me after the last 6 years, we don't teach that way. I literally give you step by step plus a perfect practice methodology where you won't lose any money at all as you practice. So I'm going to show you here on this link. You can get it at 25% off tonight. This is the normal price, but because you're here and you stuck it out this long, this is the deal. You can get it for $9.95, and that's recurring. It has a 30-day money-back guarantee. It recurs every year unless you tell us you don't want it. But 30 days doesn't work for you, out you go. I'll give you a $9.95 back. Okay? There's CTV Plus. You're going to see when you check out. CTV Plus is the CTV methodology, but it gives you special screens for SPY, IWM, and QQQ. Because remember, CTV is an SPX system, so that everything's coded for this. You get 3 additional workspaces in CTV Plus for SPY, IWM, and QQQ, and you can trade stocks using this strategy as well. Any stock inside these using CTV Plus. Now that's normally $9.95 a year add-on, but for this promo, you can get it for $4.95 one time, not annual. So it's 50% off once. And then as long as you keep CTV, you have it. One other thing that you have is the live room. If you said, you know what, I get a money back guarantee anyway, you can get the live room at half price. Remember I told you it's $95 a month after the first 45 days? But if you wanted to just jump in, you could. Half price. So half of that, $95 a month, is $570. You save $570 a year. You get half off on the live room. These are just add-ons if you want. If you want. Okay? Let me give you the link, and then I'll get to your questions. I'm going to post the link here. So, and I'll post it in the chat also. Okay? So, whoops, that isn't it. Sorry. I copied and pasted the wrong thing. Hold on. Here it is. Copy link. That should be it right there. And I'll also put it here. Yeah, nothing's 100%. Did I ever say it was 100%? Yeah, and so success or failure rates. I can't tell you that because you want mine, or do you want Larry's, or do you want Brian's or Greg's or Char's? Does it really matter? What if I told you mine was 90% and I could prove it? Would that be a reason for you to get it? Would it make a difference? Everyone is their own individual trader. And so with perfect practice, you get to practice based on your own allocation, how much money that you can spend, how many contracts you're going to get, which is going to be one as you practice. How long have you been trading, your experience, right? Yes, you can use it on, you can trade on TOS, but you can only get the indicators on TradeStation. There is no cost to get a TradeStation account, and we have a great deal with Trade With Me now. When you get the program from us, you will get a link to get a TradeStation account. You just add an account, and that way you'll get the indicators. If you already have TradingView, then you'll just let us know, hey, I got TradingView. I don't need a TradeStation account. I'm going to use TOS, but I'll put the indicators here. Or I've got Interactive Broker. I'm going to put it here. My recommendation is TradeStation. I've been with them for 12 years, and all of my charts, all of my indicators that I've coded, everything I've been doing here for 6 years in swing trading, stock position trading, convert the vert, is all on TradeStation. So that's what, and if you already have TradeStation, great. In fact, Jay, what you would do, and we give you the instructions of this, of course, you would email our contact at TradeStation and say, hey, I just joined Trade With Me now. I want their commission rate. Boom. And you get it. That's simple. How about that? Even if you don't take my system, even if they're not going to check, even if you get rid of my system after 30 days, I'm literally just making this so simple for you. So let me answer this question. So you've got the link there. You know what to do. Just click on the link. It has testimonials there. It has video. It has more data there. Take your time. Go through it. I didn't lose you guys, did I? Just like screw that up. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, I'm still here. Okay. No, I don't send out my trading log. No, I do not. It's nobody's business what I trade, how much money I make. No. Because it doesn't matter what I trade. If I showed you that I was making $10 million, you'd go, oh, okay. I'll take it. That's why you're going to buy it, because I'm making money with it. Can you make money with it? Are you disciplined? Will you follow it? You'll watch, and Craig, I'll just tell you this. You will watch me trade it live with my live account in the room. And you'll watch 14 other traders throughout the week trade live in the room with their real accounts. And you'll see it work. And if it's not everything I said it is, and if you don't see that kind of success in the room, I'll give you all your money back. So that's pretty fair. But showing you my stats, what difference does it make? I'm literally showing you what the rules are, what the shifts are, right? What the shifts are, and how to apply this particular strategy. So let me get to, I don't mean to be flippant either, I don't, Craig. And here's a member. System is great, so is support. Learn it before 30 days is up. It's not not a plant. Thank you for that. Awesome. Yeah, DV1, awesome. Yeah, give it a shot. And listen, it's not for everybody, and I get that. Although I think it should be for everybody, but I understand. Let me get the important questions here, okay? And this is where you'll really learn a lot from when you listen to how we answer other people's questions. So D said, oh, what if you walk away and you get a reversal? Great question. So let me show you how butterflies work. So let's just say you got the 68.95, 6,900, 6,905. You got one of these, right? This is the convert, the vert. What happens? Just watch this. This is just so cool. This is going to cash settle. SPX cash settles. So you don't have to close it. There's no commission. You don't have to be there. Once you if you could only work from 11 to 11:20 and you did 10 contracts and go back to work, you wouldn't have to check until the next morning because it will cash settle. If it made you more money, great. But they can't, let's say it was $40 each, they can't take the $400 away from you. And here's why. If price finished, D, check this out. If price finished at 70, well, let's just make it more realistic here. 60, 69.10, okay, above. Or we're going to say 68.90 below, right? What happens if price reverses at the end of the day and finishes down here? Or what if price shoots up through the roof and finishes up here, right? That is the question, right? So let's do this simple math. The bottom one is easy. If price finishes at 6,800, how much is a 68.95 call worth? How much is a 6,900 call worth? How much is a 6,905 call worth at the end of the day? Nothing. So the entire butterfly expires worthless. But you've been paid $40 a fly already, right? You got paid $200 for this, received, let's say, $240 for this. You did 10 of them. You got $400. If they all expire worthless, guess who gets to keep the $400? You do. Watch this. What if price finishes at 69.10? Let's do math, okay? The 68.95 is worth $15, right? The difference between 68.95, right, is $15. So the 68.95 call is worth $15. The 60, and there's one of them, right? The 69.05 is worth $5, right? $5 difference. If you have a 69.05 call, 69 and price finishes $5 higher, you cash settle for another $500. So you're up $20 on these long calls. However, on the short calls, 6,900, you lose $10 because you're short the 6,900s. Times 2 equals, it's a wash. Do you see? It's a wash. So whether price finished here or here, It doesn't matter. Whatever you got between the converting the vert is yours to keep. Let me ask you a question. What if you put on the first vertical for, say, 210, but price was a little choppy that day and you don't want to waste a lot of time? What if you just put it on for 210? What if you did 10 of these and 10 of these and you had 10 flies at 10 o'clock? And then the lunchbox came and boom, and you put 10 here. And what happens if you put 10 here? And what happens if you put 10 here? Look at this. 10, 10, 10, 10. How much money did you make? Nothing. But you've got $5,000 lottery tickets here. You think you might hit one of them? So our statistics show that 1 out of every 3 butterflies finishes somewhere in the money, in the net. And the reason for that is, if you look, the range of the SPX, now daily, lately it's been a little higher, but the range is around 40 points, right? The SPY, about a 4-point move between the beginning of the day and the end of the day, 40-point move. So if these structures are 10 wide, 10 wide, look at this. Look what I'm doing here. 10 wide, 10 wide, and the market swings at the end of the day. What do you think your chance is? You could hit 2 of them. And they're all free trades. Now, I don't suggest you do it that way, but you could. If you had a large enough account and you got really good at it, you could put 50 of them on, right? 50, 50, 50, 50, 50. You nail one of these, it's 25K. Now, let's be realistic. The best strategy really is 1, 2, maybe 3. 3 convert the verts. You'll start with 1 contract, then you'll go to 2. Then you'll go to 3. You will slowly work your way up. But when you work your way up to, say, 10 contracts, and you're making on average, let's be really modest, okay? $20 each. So that's 200, 200, and 200. So you made $600 for the day. And let's just say this thing doesn't hit right smack in the middle. It hits, $4 in the money. Well, guess what that is? $4,000 plus 600. That's $4,600 for the day. What happens if the next day price finished up here? You didn't hit any of them and you just made 600? Boo-hoo. Incredible. All right, so D, I think I answered your question on that. I have 2 questions which I could not get an answer to. As someone who has a 9-to-5 job, how long do I need to spend place my trades? I did answer that, but I'll answer it again, Aman. If I place a trade based on the charts and movements that you guide on, and I am making a loss, I would probably need to make another trade to make up for that. No, that's called revenge trading. You do not do that. So do I monitor my trades constantly? No. So I've answered all 3 of them already, Aman, but I'm going to answer them again for you. So number 1, you have a 9-to-5 job. If you have time at work or you get a break where you can look at the charts, you've studied the rules, you've practiced on paper, which you can do at night. You follow the rules, practice, you understand the indicators, okay? You got everything, understand how it goes, yeah? Well, you would have rules to exit. If the trade breaks structure, which is what I will refer to it as, that triggers a manual exit. And it's not 3 or 4 hours later. When the market shifts, it either shifts and works so that you get your trade, or it shifts and it doesn't. And if it doesn't, out you go. Exit. If you have time and it comes back around again and takes out this level, you'll go in again. And if it breaks, out you go. Exit. Again. Oh, converted. So that's a worst case scenario. But there are rules that would get you out of the trade. So first question, 9 to 5 job. How long do I need to place the trade? The trade could take anywhere from 2 minutes to 6 minutes to 9 minutes to 12 minutes, at most like 17 minutes, but usually not that long. Number two, if the trade breaks structure, you'll exit the trade. You're not going to make another trade to make up for it. That's called revenge trading. We do not do that. Close it early. Yes, you'll just manually close it. And we give you the rules to do that. And Char, you asked, you could just watch over my shoulder. Absolutely. And many shoulders. There's some great shoulders in the room. We do it every day. I mean, we literally do this every day. Brian, if you have TOS, I would suggest use either TradingView if you want to get a subscription to that, or what many people do is they get a TradeStation subscription through, our contact. Just use it for the indicators, and you could trade on TOS. You're probably going to want to trade it on TradeStation because it'll be cheaper. You'll save a lot of commission. And Char, we recommend TradeStation, but you can use TradingView if you like. Yeah, so the 18 cents a contract just changed, and that happened as of last Monday. Isn't that incredible, Avi? So it used to be 40 cents a contract. And so when we did a vertical, it was 80 cents a vertical on SPX plus 50 cents for the SPX charge. So it's $1.80 a vertical. Now it's 18 cents and 18 cents, so it's 36. Obviously, we don't, and the 50 cents actually went up to 70. So it's 140 for that. So it's now 176. So for convert the verters, it's it's 4 cents cheaper than it used to be. But still, $1.76. Most platforms charge $1 to $1.50 for SPX options, and anywhere from 30 to 40 to 60 cents for options trading. So for us, for verts, it's 18 cents and 70 cents for the SPX. If you're trading Convert the Vert Plus, which is just calls and puts, it's 35 cents just for one straight up call or put. So obviously, it's new contract pricing. We just haven't updated the website because it just started last Monday. Yeah, Travis, sorry to take so long to answer your question. Do you recommend straight options until you open a market? Yes, but you'll use this. So this is Convert the Vert Plus. So this looks similar, but this is, as you can see, I've got chart trading up here. So check this out. So let's say I get a shift and I want to take the trade, and I look over here. Price is at 683. Guess what I do? I buy the 684 calls, and I just click on this. Boom. This is in TradeStation. It loads up my options chain right here. How many contracts? Let's say I want 10. Take, bang, order filled. When I'm ready to get my exit, bang, order filled. This is amazing. This is chart trading. This is not for CTV. This is not for verticals. This is just straight up calls and puts using CTV Plus. You can do it on IWM. I have a screen for the Russell. I have a screen for QQQ. It's great. Traded all day long. DV1, thank you for putting this together. Willingness to share your time. Definitely will give it some thought. I've invested thousands in numerous trading tools. I've grown from them and I've become more confident. Your strategy is great. Appears to be a great system. Love the money back guarantee. Thanks. You're very welcome. Yeah, so Marissa, if you only do straight calls and puts, if anything, Marissa, we'll teach you how to trade verticals. You got to get away from straight calls and puts. Now, if it's as an exclusive strategy, now, is there a time and place for calls and puts? Yes. But verticals are amazing. MSB1, is there a monthly rate? There is not. We don't charge a monthly rate. It's annual. We do have a quarterly option in there. So when you click on that link, if you wanted to just get it per quarter, it's $3.50 a quarter. And then obviously you can add CTB Plus for $4.95, which is half off. You could add the live room for $5.70, that's half off. Or you could just go $3.50 a quarter and then $95 a month on the live room after 45 days. But there is a quarterly option in there. What are the questions you guys have? That put trade looked like 2 minutes on your example. Seemed too fast for me unless I have some kind of preset hot buttons. Yeah, Brian, that was a bit of a quick trade. It's typically not that quick, as you can see here. Like here, reversal. Here, look, reversal candle. Look at this, guys. Reversal candle, confirmation candle, moving average cross. Candle turns white. This is a proprietary indicator that we have that changes the color of the candles based on the moving averages. We wait for the RSI to break. Bang, it does right there where it turns red. See how it breaks below the 50% line? All the shift dots have to go yellow. Bang. And then we have to have the red trajectory ribbon pointing down. 1, 2, 2, 3. 3 indicators. When you get 3 indicators in alignment in a time of day zone and price action and moving averages, your chance of success, and remember, it doesn't have to drop 50 points. It only has to move about 7 points to convert. In other words, if you bought a vertical for $2 and the corresponding credit spread below it, and you bought this one slightly out of the money, say $1.50 out of the money, you only need a 7-point move. Now, let me show you that more specifically. So let's say you look here and price is at 68.93.50. So what do you buy? 68.95, 6,900. You think I would get this right after doing this so many times? And then the 6,900, 6,905. So as price moves, you really only need price to get in the money, like 69.01 half or 69.02. It doesn't have to come all the way up to 69.05 because I'm not looking for a $5 credit. I'm just looking for, on average, $2 here, on average, $2.40, $2.50 here. So I only need it to go to about 69.02 or so, 69.0150. So look at this. If it started at 68.93 and I could get it converted here, how many points is that? $7.50? Is that what that is from here to here? Something like that. Crazy, right? 68.90. Let's say this was 68.94. By the time you get to 69.02, you're done. That's an 8-point move. 7 point, right? No. 4, 5. That's 6, 7. Yeah, 8 points. Yeah. 6, 7, 8 points. It's not a lot. It's not a huge move. The other thing, Char, great question. IRS purposes. I won't get into the details of this, but the cool thing about trading SPX is that your taxable gains, you're taxed on long-term capital gains versus short-term on 60% of your profits. I believe I'm saying that correctly. You save a ton of money. And so, Thomas George, I'm just jumping to your question real quick. You don't have to put the trades together because you don't have to close it, right? You literally put this one on, you put this one on, and you just leave it. There's nothing to do. Bottom indicator, it is real time. All of them are real time. No, Synergy Hedge, the 10 wides don't work. They're too expensive. They're too expensive and there's too much risk. The 5s work absolutely perfect. I meant $2 debit, $2.40 credit, yes. The moving averages, 3 and the 5. We also have a 20 on there that we keep an eye on, but the 3 and the 5 on the 2 or 3 minute chart is what I specifically am using. It's not no, it is not like dollar cost averaging. No, the more of these that you can do, it just increases your chance of hitting the lottery ticket. That's all. You put one on here, you put one on here, you put one on here, you put one on here. What are the chances you're going to hit one? And it really gets intense. So if you watched me in the room, if you do watch me in the room, about a year and a half ago, I traded one contract, then two, then three, then five, then seven, then 10, then 12, then 15, then 20, then 30, then 50, then 70. So now when I'm in the room, I trade 100 contracts. Sometimes I'll just do 10 because I don't want to freak people out. But I trade 100 contracts. And there's some interesting strategies. I guess I could share one of these. Do you guys want to see an advanced strategy since I've answered? Let me see if there are any other questions, and if you want, I'll show you an advanced strategy that'll blow your mind. Oh, just to show you in TradeStation. So let me show this to you in TradeStation right here. See, so 68.51. So if I was going to buy puts, I'd get the 68.50, 68.45. So you just come here, right? 68.50.45. Look, click on this. Boom. There it is. $1.70, right? You place the order, bang, order filled, right? It'll cost you $1.70, $1.80, $2, whatever. And then since I'm short the 68.45, then I come over here. Once that trade goes through, I come over here to the 68.45, 68.40, sell. Now that costs $1.70, right? See how this is $1.50? So now I bump this sucker up. I'm going to bump this up to like $2. Whoop. $2. Now the order is not going to fill, is it? This $2 order is not going to fill. But as price continues to move down and this 150 goes up, 160, 170, 180, 190, $2, bang, order filled. Guess what I have? I've got two verticals. I don't need to do anything. It'll just sit in my platform. Now, is it a butterfly? Yes. Could you collapse them together in your platform to form a butterfly and then sell it before the end of the day? You could. But statistically, it doesn't make sense because you'd give up the lottery ticket aspect. You also have positive theta going into the end of the day, and why would you want to give that up? So you just let them cash settle. Just let them run into the end of the day. It's that simple. Question is, are you trading this strategy at your desk all day, or can you just come back near the end of the day to make this trade? Yeah, Dan, you can do it whenever you want. Time of day zones. You tell me what time of day you have available tomorrow. Write them down. I'm giving this to you for free. Take them out the lunch box. There they are. Dan, when can you make it tomorrow? You get what I mean? Can you spend 20 minutes with me here? Can you take a break for 20 minutes here? Do you get out of work at 3 o'clock? Can you trade if you're on the West Coast, can you trade with me in the morning before you go to work? Do you get the point? When do you want to trade? How much time do you have? And Dan, if you usually get home at 2:30 in the afternoon Eastern time, beautiful, man. Look what you got. You got the 2 afternoon shifts. You want to see the advanced strategy? Okay, give me a second. You saw my YouTube with a trade every 2 minutes? Yeah. I mean, it's incredible. Greg, I am not saying that it's not profitable trading calls and puts over time, even with my indicators. All right, so I know it seems like I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth, but let me put it to you this way. Amateur traders that trade only calls and puts on a swing trading basis, not day trading, eventually lose too much money to continue. Professional traders trade verticals, and yes, based on certain price action and certain volatility, will buy calls and puts and add that to their strategy, but their primary strategy is most likely going to be verticals. Okay, that's for the swing traders. Do you understand that? Day trading is different because you don't have the theta decay that you have holding on to a call all week. You're going to get it at, 9:48 and you're going to be out of it, at 10:02. So you don't have a lot of theta decay. So trading calls and puts, day trading can be, Andy, these are Eastern times that I'm giving you, but you can transpose these to your time. But using our day trading method, the CTV plus, you're not just randomly buying a call or a put when you think it might go up. I'm giving you a statistical advantage. What I'm giving you is an edge you never had before, a time of day that you can almost bank on with incredible accuracy, as you have already seen. I'm giving you some price action rules, and I haven't even given you all of them, but a good number of them. Price action rules that determine when do I take the trade. I get it's coming on the time of day. It kind of looks like it's shifting, but I want something more exact. I need entry rules. It's something that we call at Trade With Me Now elegant entry, right? And I need a strategy that I don't have to stick around all day long, the walk away. And that's what CTV is. CTV Plus has separate exit rules because it's not cash settled, right? If you're going to do SPY calls, you need to be able to exit them before the end of the day. You got to get in and get out. So we have a rule called yellow or level. And I guess I can't get into that because it'll take too much time. But we have specific exit rules for those that want to trade straight calls and puts. Yeah, on YouTube, just go to, what is it? I think it's Trade With Me Now. Let's see, let me find it. Trade With Me Now on YouTube. Yeah, our YouTube channel has a crap load of videos, like tons of live trading stuff. All my live sessions are here. There are there's a ton of them here. This is the YouTube right here. Trade with me now 7234. There's over 1,000 videos. So that's it right there. Trade with me now 7234. Okay. Yeah. So Greg, if you wanted to trade QQQ, now there's got to be a reason why you want to trade the Qs. Is the SPY not moving? Because the SPY is cheaper and has great moves. This is what you'd rather trade. However, there are times when the SPY is stuck in the mud and the Qs are taken off. It's going to be more expensive, but it might be better to trade. So if you're doing CTV plus, you will know. What happened the other day, the SPY wasn't going anywhere, but the Russell was taken off like crazy. And so we bought calls on IWM. So yes, CTV plus gives you proprietary screens for the SPY, IWM, and the Qs. And you can get it for $4.95 one time. It's not recurring. And if you don't take advantage of this, it is $9.95 a year. And it's damn worth it. But this is like a one-time offer for people when they first buy it, to give them like the cheapest price we can when they first buy it. Yeah, not true, Desert Fox. They don't really mirror each other. More so, I would say, lately, last couple of years, only because the big tech stocks in the Qs are in the SPY. True. But there are sectors in the Qs that are not in the SPY. And sometimes the SPY gets bought and the Qs get left behind. The other thing to just keep in mind is Qs are more expensive. Period. Always. The SPY is a cheaper product. But they don't actually mirror each other. Have you ever seen days when the SPY is up a half a point and the Qs are in the red? Have you ever seen that? Like almost every day? So they don't always mirror each other. But yes, you can evaluate which one has the big moves, and you just pop up your CTV Plus and trade it. Yeah, so the trading room is open during market hours, all day during market hours. So there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of traders that are in there, and the moderators pop in on a schedule. So you'll see at the beginning of every morning who's coming in to moderate. But we always have moderators that are in the room, not on a microphone, but in the room, so that if you said, "Hey, I'm a little confused. Can someone tell me? At 11:04, I swore that the ship was going to go this way, but it ended up going this way. Can somebody tell me what I missed?" And you'll get bang, 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 and the moderators will answer you too. So it's an incredible resource. I mean, these aren't just amateur traders that are trying to figure it out. Yes, they are there, but you got traders that have been with me for 5 years. I've been around 6 years, and I've got members that have been with me for nearly 6 years. And they're fantastic people. They're so willing to help. In fact, tonight, just to give you a perfect example, so every Monday night in the CTV room, we do a Monday night workshop. It's usually at 4:30 in the afternoon Eastern. We wrap up the whole day. We show you what all the trades were for the day. We show you the shifts for the day. We answer questions, usually try to teach something. It's every Monday at 4:30. But because I knew I was doing this tonight, somebody else is doing it. So you have two expert moderators. They're hosting it tonight. So and they're members that have been with me for years. If it didn't work, why would they be here and actually trading it and training it? So really great people in the room. Can you do E-minis? Yeah, you can. In fact, we've got a lot of people that will use the SPY chart, 2-minute SPY chart. And when they get the signal, when they get the shift, bang, they go over to their E-minis and they buy futures. And then we have red bar, green bar, which is, you guys are going to love this. Look at it. Look at these green bars. So green bar and red bar. Let me show it to you on a 5-minute chart instead. I bet you've never seen this. Look at this. Let me just show you one. Yeah, data is no charge for data. Look at this. See this red bar right here? Okay. It used to be vertical like this one. See, there's a red bar here and a green bar here. There can only be one red and one green vertical at one time. So as soon as this turned green this way, this one went vertical. If we get another signal here with another green bar, this will disappear and turn into a horizontal bar. Same with the reds. So this was a red bar. Look, see the red bar here? Look at the signal. Bang. That means short it. You know when you get out? Can somebody guess if you're, I guess I'm giving you the CTV Plus rules right now. If you're trading CTV Plus and you bought puts on the SPY right here because you got the red bar and the reversal candle, confirmation, cycle indicator, RSI, look at it. Sea of blue turns to a sea of yellow. Take the damn trade, buy the puts. Guess where you get out? Are you shitting me? Let's say it turns the other way. It's going green. A sea of yellow turns to a sea of blue. RSI goes above 50%. Yes, yes, yes. Price action above the pre-market high. Ready to go. When do you get out? Now, these little spots here are places that you could add to the trade. See these? Boop, 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 boop. Those are called add points. It's when you add to the trade if you want to, and then that's your exit. It's ridiculous. Look at this one. Entry, green, exit. Want to see some more? Look at this. Red, trade it. Bang, exit. Trade it. Whoop, whoop. a sea of yellow goes to blue. When do I get out? When do I get out? When do I get out? Bang. These red lines and green lines are game changers. And I didn't even talk about that for the first hour. It's part of CTV Plus because remember, I'll just conclude this conversation and move on to the next. Remember, when I'm doing convert the vert, what's my exit? Can somebody tell me what's your exit when you're doing convert the vert? Anybody? I put on this vert. This is a put vert, right? I bought that one. What's my exit? There is no exit. Exactly. The end of the day. Jim, good. My exit is when I place the credit spread. As soon as I place the credit spread, the trade is over. I don't need an exit signal. Are you kidding me? If I can time the shift, bang, bang, there is no exit. So when I'm trading calls and puts, though, if I buy puts here, I need an exit, don't I? That's what the yellow and red bars are. This is, it's maddening when you look at it because you'll be like, why would I trade anything else other than red bar, green bar? I mean, are you kidding me? Get out here? Okay. Right? I mean, why in the world would you trade it? Not only that, you can use red bar, green bar on your daily charts. No, he didn't. Yeah. Let's take, no, just use SPY as an example. Why not? Any time frame, Marvin. For CTV Plus, it is part of it, Greg. So remember, see here, this is where I don't sound like a snake oil salesman. Okay, this is where I take off my sales hat and talk to you straight. So, Greg, I could tell you the red and the green bars, that buy here and sell there and sell here and buy there. Woohoo, that's all you need is green and red. It's as simple as that. No. What you look for, this is the methodology, okay? We look for a shift using time of day and price action rules. The tools and the indicators, including red and green bar, simply confirm the price action that we saw at the time of day. Do you see that? Because the number one indicator in all of trading is price, real-time price. Yes, it's kind of like a trigger. It's more of a confirmation to execute, to confirm what you see. So I'm going to say it again here. Check it out. We use price action rules, confirm with indicators at a specific time of day. And then we have beautiful entry rules. And obviously with CTV, you don't need an exit. And with CTV Plus doing calls and puts, we have entry rules and the red green bar exit. So we've pretty much covered everything. I guess what I was basically trying to say is no indicator is buy or sell. Because you'll get a false signal and go, oh, it told me to buy and it didn't work, right? So you use indicators to confirm what you saw in price, and we've got rules specific at a time of day. Like, I really want to just hone in on this three-headed monster because this is what most people are missing in day trading or any trading. They either only use price, or they follow the news, or just momentum, or just an indicator, and it never works consistently. If you want a consistent equity curve, and guys have been doing this for 6 years. You got to have more than just one. You have it's about having an edge, stacking a case. I got this, I got this, I got this, I got this, I got this. In the medical profession, it's called a diagnosis. Don't you need, like, you can't go into the emergency room with a runny nose. Oh, you got COVID. Not so fast, right? Let's take your temperature. Let's check your throat. Let's do a blood test. Da, 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 da. Okay, you've got the flu, or you've got this, right? They have to build a case. Where does it hurt? What are your symptoms? What do I see? What does the blood work show, right? Guy's lying there dead with a knife in his chest. Woman is standing above him with her hands all red. Oh, she did it. Well, not so fast, right? Got to make a case. Were they fighting? Were there witnesses? Is there the DNA on, all that stuff, right? You got to build a case. And trading is the same way. I want to give you an edge, not by saying, buy my indicators and you'll make money. It's more than that. I wish it was. It'd be easier to sell, but it's not the case. I teach you how to read price. I teach you how to follow rules at a time of day zone, and then I give you indicators to confirm it and strategy and rules to pull it off. I guess that's it in a nutshell, isn't it? See if you got any other questions. Oh, I was going to show you the advanced strategy. Let me do that real quick. Now I'll keep answering your questions here. Let's see. Jay, with your SVC, can I get a day trade signal from you or a coach while I learn the system requires myself? No, we don't send signals out because it wouldn't be fast enough. There's no way that I could send a notification or alert, say, okay, ready, Jay, bye. It just doesn't work. You are going to have to carve out some time. I get it, but you'll be able to learn the system on paper. And then when you do have the time to focus and be live, you'll have practiced it so many times on paper that you should be able to initiate a very small trade, do a bunch of those and start getting confident, and you'll carve out the right time. But there's no way I could send you a signal that just the timing wouldn't work. Do you have strike selection rules for directional options for CTV plus trades? Yes, we absolutely do, Gord. Yeah. Yeah, typically it's just slightly out of the money, but I show you how, if you have TradeStation, I show you how to set up your chart trading. I have videos that show me trading live. Like, here, do you want to see what it looks like? Here, let me show you what it looks like. You want to see the module itself, just so you can see what you're buying? Why not? So this is Convert the Vert. There's a startup video. These are all your documents, the TradeStation package or TradingView, depending on which ones you're going to go through. These are some setup videos for you to understand what it is and all that. There's new orientation, part 1, part 2, part 3. Then I teach you the CTV methodology, the magic time of day zones. There's even a PDF of them, how to read the price action candles, give you a little peek into the workspace, then the strategy. Then I dig into and give you some really cool rules to follow. This is the level or yellow. That's for calls and puts. Convert the Vert in action. So this is me trading live. This is when I actually trade it here live and show you how it works. You can literally watch me do it step by step. Here's the options primer in case you don't have experience. This is all about options. We even have a special trade tracker that we developed for CTV. We have a perfect practice module so that you can learn how to practice it properly. And then there's some live, really some special kind of nugget live sessions that I've done that would be really helpful to watch. We have a coaching program. You get a free coaching. Once you've been through the module, you can sign up for a free coaching call with one of our coaches. Costs you nothing. If you do have TradeStation, this tells you how to optimize it and set it up properly. And again, I show you live how to buy and sell the options, credit spread, convert the vert, all of it. And then all of the Monday night workshops are recorded. We even have a tech time. So we have tech time that we do 3 times a week where we have our sort of technical director spends an hour in the room going over all your tech questions, and every single one of those are recorded and archived here. So you get all of this. You get the live room access. You get all the screens and indicators, rules, tools. I mean, look at all the documentation that you get here. Master document, fast track checklist, install guide, indicator explainer, time of day zones, the perfect practice exercises, the trading checklist where you can pick your own time zone, be easier for you, day trading checklists, all of that right here. It's really very complete. I'm spending on the question. I'm going to show you the advanced strategy in a second. Can I use TradingView indicator without subscribing to TradingView? No, you have to have TradingView Plus in order to use it on TradingView. I suggest you just get a TradeStation account. It costs you nothing other than depositing money that you're going to trade. If you want to give this a try and you have a few $1,000s, open up a TradeStation account, throw a few $1,000s in and try it. If it doesn't work, you can keep TradeStation or you can close it. You're going to get better commissions on TradeStation, and every video that I show you is in TradeStation. So you'll be learning it along with me. It's just easy, you know? This strategy sounds like you're placing the butterfly spread in the middle of the fair value gap of the stock movement for the day. No, because I don't know what the fair value gap of the stock movement for the day is. What I do know, Dan, is that prices are going to shift at specific times of day. I do know that for the most part. Sometimes you get straight up like this, and then we have strategies how to get in there. But there's no way, with the way the market maker swings price up and down all day long, there's no way to know. There's no way to know where price is going to end up at the end of the day. So, and just to correct you, I'm not placing a butterfly spread. I'm buying a vertical and converting it into a butterfly for a profit. Or free. I'm giving myself a free or a credit for a butterfly, and I'm putting them on at the different time of day zones that line up right after the shift occurs. So that at the end of the day, not only have I made money each time I've done that, how many contracts do you want to, are you able to grow your account to? I cannot wait until the end of the day. So something that we do in the day trading room at about 3:30 in the afternoon, Eastern. We all have our trades on, right? Nobody's trading at 3:30 in the afternoon. It's like a horse race. We're literally waiting for price to drop. Everybody has different strikes, you know. We're all waiting for the drop. Where is price going to finish? It's very exciting. And if it misses, it misses. We made money anyway. What other strategy could you spend a little bit of time, put on a trade, not have to close it, walk away, and have this huge potential pop for free? There's just nothing out there like it. There's nothing like it. Why would you want to struggle with anything else? SPX is wicked liquid. So you could trade a ridiculous, amount of, I don't even know what this is, a ridiculous amount of contracts as you grow. It cash settles the next day. I give you a perfect practice methodology so you don't have to, lose money while you're practicing. And I give you a 30-day money-back guarantee in case you can't get it to work. No brainer. Click on the link, get 25% off, and check out the add-ons. They're 50% off on those add-ons. You won't see those prices anytime soon. Yeah, Brian, can you elaborate on SPX 0DTE trades that don't generate a day trade? None of them generate a day trade. If you put on, I got to show you the advanced strategy. It's not a day trade. So if I buy this and I sell this, I didn't sell this one, did I? This is still active, right? I bought it, I shouldn't say active. I should say open. When I bought the first debit spread, it's open, right? When I placed this was a new trade, right? And it's open. I didn't close it, right? So there is no day trade. It's only a day trade if I sell that debit spread, which is what I'm going to show you next. Do I consider market maker levels, et cetera, like gamma? Absolutely. Yeah, we talk about it in the room all the time because we can see where on the options chain where the tranche of calls and puts are. So it can be very helpful. Yeah, Desert Fox, as far as CTV, if you open up a cash account, you need about, I would say, $2,600 to $3,000 at minimum because you got to stay above 2K to trade verticals. That's in a cash account. For now, if you have a margin account, you need over 25K. Unless you're just going to do CTV. In other words, you're not going to sell the debit spread, which I'm going to show you next. But this is the best way to go right here. Just open a cash account. It'll settle the next day. It will be somewhat limited to how many trades you can do per day, but that's a good thing, not a bad thing. You'll grow your account. Works fantastic. Yeah, Matt, great. We'll see you in the live room. If you're going to do CTV Plus, have I done any videos trading CTV? Oh, yeah, a ton, Greg. I trade CTV Plus in the room live. We trade CTV Plus too. The calls and puts that you're talking about, you're going to see there's members that only trade CTV Plus because they're just crazy. They love it. Once in a while they'll do CTV, but then I would say 85% of the room does CTV and 15% does just CTV Plus. And, the ones out of the ones that do CTV, probably half of them also do CTV Plus. But there's a ton of trading videos on CTV Plus, and we trade it live. You can upgrade to CTV Plus, but it's $9.95 a year. So you can get it now for $4.95 once. That's it. And then as long as you keep CTV, you never have to pay for it again. Otherwise, it's $9.95 a year. It's just kind of like a little special add-on thing that we do. 30-day guarantee on quarterly as well? Absolutely. Yep. You can just, but I mean, you do that. Then if you want to go to annual Avi, you're at $12.95. It's still better than $1,400, quarterly. But yes, guarantee is on everything that you buy for the first time at Trade With Me Now. Always has a money back guarantee. I don't want anyone to stay. How many have joined? Thousands. Marissa, I've been around for 6 years. So I could show you this. It might freak you out, but I'm allowed to brag once in a while. I'll show this to you quick. $34,814. That's not how many people are in CTV, but that's how many people in the last 6 years have been involved with Trade With Me Now. Not bad. Right. Yeah. And, I mean, think about it. There really is no risk. It might take you longer than 30 days. What if you're at 30 days and you need 10 more days? What do you do? Yeah, you just email us and say, hey, can you give me 10 more days? Let me see what else you guys got. All right, let me show you advanced strategy. This is the way I trade it. I'm going to show you 10 contracts. Now, this is going to be difficult in a margin account. So this you're going to have to do in a cash account if you've got less than 25K. If you have a margin account, it's got to be over 25K to do this because this will trigger the day trading rule if you have a margin account. So watch. Here's the shift. Bang, bang. Boom, 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 boom. I buy 10 of these, right? 10 debit spreads. I'll hold the phone. As price moves up, I'm just going to give you an example. I sell 5 of the debit spreads. So let's say I paid $2 for this, and price goes up, and now these things are worth $2.40. I didn't even do the credit spread yet. I'm going to sell half of them and make $200. Now, why would I do that? Well, I got 5 left. There's something about waiting for that credit spread to hit at, say, 260. And price is kind of doing this, price moves like this. You're like, oh, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. What if I'm a little nervous? What if I just, I really want it to fill. I don't want it to reverse, right? I got $200 in the bank here, don't I? Do I really need to hold this 260 price? Could I not convert this thing at, I don't know, 180? What if I converted, watch this, guys. What if I converted at 180 quickly? Yeah, but Michael, you're losing $20. You're right. I'm going to lose $20 on 5 of these, aren't I? It's going to cost me $100. I'm already up 200 because I sold half the debit spreads up front. So now what do I have? I got $100 and 5 flies. And the moment these things converted, stress goes to zero, risk goes to zero. I was able to use this capital to give me a little cushion over here so I didn't have to hold out for 260. Did everybody see that? So there's something about having a couple of $100 in my pocket while I'm waiting for this to convert that just makes the waiting to convert easier. And if I'm tired of waiting, I could take a little bit of a loss on the fly because I already have upfront money. Now, there's other ways of doing this too. You put on 10 of these. I've done this as well. What if I sell, this is funny, right? So you buy 10. What if I sold 4 of them for $40 each? Now I got 6 left. What if I converted 4 of them and I got $30 for each? $120. Now I made $280. Don't I have 2 debit spreads sitting there? What if price is going like this? What if price never comes back down to this level for the rest of the day? Couldn't I just let these 2 debit spreads expire 100% in the money at 500 each? Cash settle. Well, Michael, that's great. You'd make another $1,000 and you still have the butterflies, right? But what happens if price starts to head back down, Michael? Well, if it does, guess what I'll do? I'll sell those suckers for $3. Or I'll convert them for $280. I'll convert them into flies. Well, that's what I'm saying. When I said $3, Greg, I meant $3 or $4 or whatever, right? You could just dump them at $4. But when it's all the way up here and there's literally like no chance price is going to come that far down, if it's that far away, and here's the key, I have the ability to watch it. Why don't I just let them cash settle? Get the full 500. So imagine if you're playing with 50 contracts. You sell 15 of them. Let's say you convert 20 of them. Later on, you sell 5 more. Maybe you convert 5 more, right? And then you let 5, you just let them go. This is called, the strategy, by the way, is called the dangling debit spread. So there's a lot more than what you've already seen, obviously, as you can tell. It's just insane. But for simplistic, right? For people that are new, right? Options primer, teach you the basics, give you the rules, give you the tools, give you the checklist, right? Then I give you a perfect practice methodology. Some can perfect practice this thing, and in less than a week, they're trading live. Some take 2 weeks. Some take a month. What difference does it make? If you could be on a path to be making 100, 200, 300, 500 grand a year, is it worth a few months of practice? Up to you. It gets better and better, I guess, is what I can tell you. Any other questions before I go? Hope you guys take advantage. You'll notice when you click on that link, there's a timer on it. Okay. It's not a gimmick, it's a freaking timer. Okay. So if you had joined us before, like if you had looked at our ads in the past and you got a timer, it expired. So when you clicked on it again, it said $12.95. You thought, oh, they're scamming me. No, we're not. We just give people an opportunity that are willing to move right away, the opportunity to get it for 25% less. But that timer expired on all of you. So the link that you see in front of you resets your timer. When you click on it, you will see, look, if I click on it, it's going to do it to me. And I already have it. But look what happens with me. Here's what you get, all the stuff. Da, 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 great. All these are real testimonials, by the way. These are real. Look, this is from Trustpilot, and they're tough. Trustpilot. I mean, these are real reviews that are on Trustpilot. Here's real. Look, these are Facebook pages. You don't believe it? Look up their name on Facebook, and you let me know if they're a real person. These are real videos of my members, real people. You'll see when you watch them. It's fun to watch. Some questions here. Here's the CTV Plus, $4.95 one time. And for some people that want TradingView and TradeStation, it's $9.95 a year to have both licenses. One license is free; it's included. But here's another $4.95 one-time payment. You get them both. Not many people like it, but we made it available. Here's the quarterly option here. We do have a lifetime option that we just added. It's $3,500, and you get CTV for life. So, however long you want to keep the indicators, good to go. You can see if I go up. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Here's my timer. Even I have a timer, guys. So take advantage. Give it some time. Follow it. The best advice I could give you is don't rush to trade it live. Learn it. Practice it. Spend a little time in the room that you can. But practice, practice, practice. I give you 3
Well, that's my main source. My main source. Can you hear me now? That one was supposed to become, oh, okay. For some reason, it's picking up. Okay. All right. Maybe it's teaching me something that I don't know, but it's picking up a different source instead of my Logic camera. It's picking up my other camera, which is not even plugged in. That's the weird thing. Anyway, so I'm glad you were able to take part in that. So I've been following Michael and his team for quite a while now. I'm getting information via email and all that. I haven't signed up for any of his services. I just kind of see something and I bookmark it and I take that information. And this class was free, so I said, let me go ahead and share it out to the masses, so that way you all can take a look at what he's saying. Now, I don't get paid for sharing his information. I don't get paid for him being on my page. I don't get paid either way. If somebody purchases a course, that's on you. And so I'm not telling you to buy anything, but his courses are pretty. They're well, not the course, but the information that he provides and the system that he provides too. It looked pretty simple, didn't it? Well, not simple, but enough for you to understand, what the symbolism means. He's only been doing it for 6 years. I know guys who've been doing it for quite a long time, and they don't have as much information knowledge or even built their system for trading. So big ups to him and his team. And I try to share as much information I get. I get overload of information. There's some really smart guys that are smarter than me out there that I try to push out information on X, on YouTube, Facebook, whatever. So I always want to sit at people who are smart, sit at the table with people who are smarter than me, who are much smarter than me, much smarter. You always want to be with someone who's much smarter than you. I might have to hold on. Let me fix this real quick. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's coming out fuzzy. It's saying that it should be picking everything up, but I'm not sure. Maybe it's the way I entered into the studio this time. And I don't know. Why you want to act up tonight? Because I'm giving out information. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, y'all. The sound was fuzzy. I do apologize about that. Testing 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so I'm not sure what's happening, but I'm not going to be too long. Well, thank you, Christine, for that with the plan. Um, I'm not the planner around here. I'm not the one who puts the plants up. But when she puts the plants up, she puts the plants up. And they help with oxygen and all kinds of things that's around the house. So I'm pretty excited about that. Anyway, yeah. So So learning this information is a lifetime skill. You're going to be forever learning how to trade. But once you learn how to trade, that's freedom. Thank you, Christine. That's freedom. Okay. One thing. I mean, even if it doesn't have to be a lot every single day. I think we get caught up in this. I want a lot every single day, but you will soon find out that the market will humble you. The market will definitely humble you and help you to realize that when the market is giving you, nuggets of whatever it may be, then you take it. Okay. Again, profit is profit, and I often try to live by the sword. On that. Sometimes my eyes get bigger than what reality is, and oftentimes I'll find myself, at the back of the bus again, trying to work my way back up. But again, if you don't give up on the race, you're still in the race. I'll say it again. If you don't give up on the race, during the race, while in the race, you're still in the race, regardless if you come in second, third, fourth, fifth, 10th, 100th place out of 101 runners in the race, whatever the race may be for you, then you're still in the race. All right. And just because you've come in last for the last or second to last, you're still first in comparison to the other person still before them. So the race is a consistent race. It's not a rush. If you're rushing to the race too fast, you will not be prepared to finish and or to last a long period of time. Hey, that rhymed, didn't it? All right. Let me see. Hold on. Check some. I need to see what exactly you're saying. Okay. Yeah, a little fuzzy. Yeah, a little fuzzy. It's a little fuzzy. I'll roll it for a little while longer, and then I'm going to disconnect. So, zero DTE options is he mentioned lottery ticket a few times in that class, and yes, it can be a lottery ticket, especially in the beginning of the day and at the end of the last 15 minutes. That's where I created the strategy 15 from. Was the first 15 minutes and last 15 minutes of the day are generally your most explosive days, time periods. And so, when you're trading, the market is very volatile at those time periods. And then you'll get little bursts. So after 9:30, the first 15 minutes, you're going to get a good burst up, and then or good burst down, whichever direction. It's going to be the first 15 minutes. Then you look at the first 15-minute candle, and then what happens after that? Then confirmation candle after that on the direction potentially for most part of the day, and then after that, the market will change. The market tends to do the same thing every single day in terms of its trajectory, and in terms of its volatility. And of course, there will be more volatility in the market day to day. It just in different time periods, but historically 0930 to 045, 0945, whatever, and then 03 or not 03, but 7, 6, 13, 14, 15, 30 to 1600, 4 o'clock. Those are going to be your, till up till 4. That time window right there is one of the time periods you want to take a look at in the trade. I would even go in before that 1530, maybe 1500 at 3 o'clock, that hour window. And then you'll notice what he said about, the market makers having to, especially on Fridays, zero DTE, having to buy those shares. Trading is 90% psychological and being patient more than being execution. Let me say that again. Trading is more 90% psychological and more and 10% execution. So you can get the psychology part down, the psychological part down. Your execution will mirror that. Um, don't ever try to fool yourself and say you can execute 90% of the time and only be 10% psychological. That's backwards. Just because the market will fool you again, it's consistent, but it's not consistent in the way that you think, in the way your mind thinks. You have to be in these trades. You have to be looking. I'm going to say, well, I think that never works. I think never works. I think the market is going its way. That never works. That's what you want to call it. That's gambling. I think you need to have a 90% your psychological, that you need to know, because you know when no more than you just think. I think you need to know. Now, can you I know, get that wrong? Absolutely, you can get that wrong. You absolutely can get that wrong. You can get that wrong 100 times, but the 101 time will beat how many times if I just actually think this is what it's going to do, versus you having some type of system or something to tell you this is the direction into which you're going, okay, to some degree, or your execution. But it is, I mean, my trading journey has been up, it's been down, it's been up, it's been down. And it's still one of those journeys that I look back and I say, gosh, did I really come from that? Did it really take me all that to get to where I'm at today? And sometimes it's not an easy ride. It's not an easy ride at all. You got to learn how to climb. You don't just get out there and learn and know how to climb a mountain in a day. There's so many people who go and climb these mountains. I almost said Mount St. Helena, that's a volcano, but so many people go and try to climb the tallest mountains in the world. And you have to be prepared. There's so many things to prepare you: oxygen levels, training, your breathing, learning, your direction, which direction you're going, managing your time. There's so much involved. Getting acclimated to the degree of which the weather will be, high elevation. So high altitude. You understand that it takes a while to get there. You can't just because you think you got it. Again, the market will humble you just like that. Okay. Anyway, the class was good tonight. I definitely enjoyed it. If I see more information or if I have some information to share, I'm going to be sharing it to you, so you can start to make a decision in terms of your trading style and what kind of style you have that you are willing to put out there on the line as you're risking. It's all a risk. It's risking entering to trades, whether it be leaps, the long-term positions, basically, whether it be day trading, you're in and out of positions, whether it be weeklies, swing trading, you're in and out, but you're not in and out on a daily basis. You're swinging 2, 3, 4, 5, however many days. I think after for 2 weeks is about swing trade. Okay, anything over that, in my opinion, is a long-term trade. 3 to 6 months out. That's a long-term equity position in the trade. Okay. So if you can't handle the wave, then get off and get back on a little bit later time. You're welcome, Christine. All right, I'm out of here. I am done. I've been on here enough. You've heard enough of me rambling about whatever. Hopefully this information, you were able to gather some information in reference to his trading style, what he does in the system. But take a little bit of nuggets here and there and make your own trading system. And once you learn how to do that, your own style, you'll be an unstoppable force per se, and you'll be better at your trade. But if this was taught in school, I think we would have a lot more smart people in terms of early on, and a lot more wealthy, a lot more wealth of knowledge being poured into the educational system, learning how to do this. It's not hard, but it is hard. I mean, just think, but if you start learning how to do this at, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 years of age, and you're trading, you got kids out there trading. They educated. Could you imagine your brain being able to learn all of the ins and outs? What's that on the chart? What's this? What's the metrics over here? How do you do this? What's a credit spread? What's a debit spread? What's a long? What's a call? What's a short? All these things. Learning all of that at that age, and then getting older and learning more. I mean, you'd be unstoppable from my perspective. So teach your kids how to trade. You know what I'm saying? Teach your friends. Show them how to make some money, and show them how to lose some money too. But it's fine, progress process. Anyway, thank you all for tuning in. I'm very tired. I'm gonna get some rest. Hopefully you learned something out of this class today. And I am going to end it with that. Again, if there's any more information that I have, I will continue to pass it along. I'll either see you guys in the morning or sometime later on this week. I don't have anything planned this week in terms of going live right now. I'll be a little random, so you may not hear me say I'm going to go live, but I'll just pop in. Anyway, all right. Y'all take it easy. Peace. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks, Christine, for always showing up to the channel. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. And those who showed up on X, appreciate y'all. Who showed up on Facebook page and then my personal Facebook, appreciate y'all coming in as well. Thank you. I've been getting some emails too, and which I have not responded. You know me, I can disappear for weeks at a time, and I can disappear literally for weeks at a time, right? And be gone and come back and pop up with the same conversation. That's just me though. It's like, did I miss anything? Bro, it's been 8 months. Where you been? I don't know. I'm just disappeared, right? Sometimes you get into this focus, you get into this grind, and it doesn't necessarily mean you're trying to avoid people, but you just get into this grind where you gotta grind, and sometimes it may take being distant multiple times throughout whatever time period it is. That's your time period. You don't have to explain it to anyone, but if you understand yourself, you'll know when you need to step away for a little bit just to be focused on whatever it is that you need to be focused on. And that is you. Don't ever let somebody tell you that, you can't do that. You can't do what you need to do. There's no justification for it. If you got to step away from whatever limelight, whatever it is that you're in, whatever you're doing, step away and focus in on you. Zero in on it, right? Zero in on that. If you got to rebuild, sometimes it's best to rebuild in silence. Why? You don't have everyone telling you do this, do that, do this. You got to do it for yourself. And when you come out on the other end, you'll be a sharper tool in the toolbox. All right. Appreciate you all. Thank you for tuning in. And happy November the 3rd. Was it Thursday? I think. November 3rd. Happy Monday, November 3rd. And see you all tomorrow. Self-love. Absolutely. Self-love. Y'all take it easy.